a much-loved star and a celebrity UNICEF advocate. That's Kareena Kapoor Khan, and she's talking about reading on Saturdays. Hi, Kareena.
Hi.
Tell me about this initiative and your personal connect with reading and the impact that reading can have on people.
So, firstly, UNICEF and me have been doing, constant work together for almost a decade now, in which I've always expressed, my encouragement and enforcement towards education. Because I always had this thing that, I never completed my education. So, in life, you always have that thing that you want to kind of push people and children to constantly do things that maybe you didn't do. That's something that we've always worked towards. And now when they came to me with this campaign of Every Child Reading, I think it instantly connected with me being a mother who is, reading to Tim and Jay every day. Because that is something that is sacrosanct in our kind of, in our home. I'm also a late reader because I didn't read too much as a child. And I make no bones about saying that, and I've always credited Saif for kind of, pushing me in a direction and encouraging me to do, take up reading at a much later stage in my life, which now I'm thoroughly enjoying. So I want to encourage that in my own children. So, when they felt that my voice would be, best for this, because it's something that I don't do something if I'm not passionate about it. Everyone knows that if I'm speaking about it, it's because, I'm passionate about it. I want to encourage children to read, to broaden their horizons, their mind. I think reading a book is like, traveling in time. It's like, you can just, imagine yourself and, just submerge yourself and give yourself completely to it.
And who better than you to know the importance of a good story? You've been part of so many stories through which people have learned. For instance, Three Idiots was a film that's worked so much about the education in our country. Just like how the stories in movies impact people, stories in books are also very educational and really broaden your horizons.
No, absolutely, because the ability to read, I think children are our future. If they, learn to read, then eventually they'll read to learn. That's something that I firmly believe in. And it's kind of like just having that 15-20 minutes to yourself, or reading to your child, or telling your child, creating that environment for them to read. It's something, it just explores your mind. It kind of teaches children also connectivity. Like Temur is reading the Amar Chitra Kathas right now, and he's loving it. And now he's drawing all the parts. So he's suddenly decided that he likes to also draw, which is quite artistic. And then he was also wanting to enact all the parts. So it's kind of engaging him in that way where he knows now the stories. So it's kind of encouraging him and steering him in different directions, in creative directions. So I like that.
So people would love to know, do you read to him every night? And what's your favorite story, mum and son's favorite story?
Well, we've been reading to him, yeah, of course. We read a lot to him, and he enjoys it. And now he's also started reading because they're teaching him in school, and he's like learning the 3-letter words. Now he's going to 4-letter words. And he loves stories. He loves that time when either Saif or me are reading, and we're telling him stories. It could be like Panchatantra stories. It could be like Akbar Birbal. It's like different. He's easy into that. He also likes a lot of ghost and horror stories.
You also interacted with some students today. Children love you for sure. What did they tell you, and what did they think about Kareena Kapoor Khan talking about books and reading?
I think that the fact is that they were so confident was something that I'm taking home with me, from the Mithanagar.
But do you need more confidence, Kareena? You are the most.
Confidence. I don't need the confidence. I'm taking home their confidence because the fact that they were so open, and they were like they were eager to just talk, ask questions, tell stories. Each one of them also told me different stories. So they were brave enough to do that, and that it just kind of like left me so inspired. Which I'm so happy that I had this opportunity, because I think a field trip is so much more exciting because you actually get to see people, talk to them, children interact with what they like, what they don't like. So I'm so happy that living in this city, I had actually for so long not stepped out, but through UNICEF and this campaign, I've actually stepped out and come in my own city to meet and see,
And we're here in one of those schools which is so visually stimulating. As a mum, you've said how it's been a learning process for you. Even through UNICEF and working with the children, what have you learned in the past 1 decade?
I've learned that, children are like sponges. I see it in my own home. when you steer them in the right direction and when you engage them, they kind of absorb everything. You know, the primary years are so important because these are the years that, you know, they have the foundational skills which, you know, they can learn to read, they learn to write, they kind of learn their math. So I think that these abilities will take them forward. So they're like sponges. This is the time that we have to tell them all the stories. This is the time which is going to build their mind for the future.
Absolutely, and who better than one of our most loved storytellers to talk about the importance of a story. Thank you, Kareena.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.